Where do you think you're gonna settle? Except for obviously a ranch in Mexico with your 17 kids and your wife, who was a virgin before you met.
Yes.
Yeah.
Must be.
Must be. Is that actually important to you? Like totally different side. Just
if she's a virgin?
Tangent.
Yeah.
Or like body count.
Like you want to talk about body count?
Yeah. Is there like a number where you're like, no, like she could have be a 10 out of 10 in every single quality, but if the body count's above a certain number and it may, for whatever reason that is, you'd be like, no chance.
Absolutely no chance if it's more than 3.
3.
Absolutely no chance.
3.
3.
Wow.
Yeah, 3.
Why?
Because
so let's say you meet like a 25-year-old girl.
Okay.
And like, obviously like she comes into like sort of her adult life at like, let's say 16, 17. And let's say in those, whatever, 16. So in those 9 years, she's had, a boyfriend for like maybe 2 years of that. So that's 7 years of being single. The boyfriend would have been 1 already. So in 7 years, you would have expected to see the 2 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is fascinating.
If it's my wife, if it's the girl that I think I'm going to be in love with, her style, her behavior, she's only going to sleep with people she's dating. She's not going to get drunk at a club, see a guy, and go and sleep with him. Okay, so you take that aspect out of it. My wife would only sleep with guys, with guys that she's dating, and meaningful relationships as well. So not like 3 week, 4 week, like years. And if she's a good girl, she's not, she's going to most likely be very selective about who she dates. And she's obviously very pretty because I'm extremely picky and I like pretty girls. So she will get attention. And when she picks one, she will be with him and they will sleep together and it will be a long relationship. And if something happens and they don't work out, it was a long relationship and she's probably only slept with 1 or 2 guys. Preferably a virgin though, but that's extremely hard. So I'm Romanian and Pentecostal Romanian. So you're not supposed to have sex until you're married, right? That's how I grew up. And a lot of our parents were like that, but I noticed a lot of my friends and people my age break that rule. It's happening. It's starting to happen. So if it's 1, okay. If you had a boyfriend, okay. But if it's more than 3, like, what are you doing? You shouldn't be sleeping around. Fair. They're like, oh my God, Seb's terrible. He's such a terrible person. Hey, it's just my preference. It's just
everyone's a lot of preference.
It's like blue eyes, green eyes, like less than 3 body count. If it hurts your feelings that bad, then like it shouldn't hurt your feelings. Like if it hurts your feelings, then something else is going on. It's like if a girl says I only like guys that are 6 foot tall, like, okay, well, if you're less than 6 foot tall, like all of those dudes are going to be upset, but the guys that are not are going to be like, okay, cool, I don't care. So if it hurts your feelings, it says more about you than me. But yeah, less than 3. What was I going to say? Also, as girls sleep with more guys, the chances, there's a direct correlation to your body count and the successfulness or the success probability of your marriage. And that's because when a girl sleeps with a guy, it's it is different. So a girl will, when she loses her virginity to a guy, she'll like imprint on that man and like fall in love with him deeply. And the more you do that, the more you hook up with men, the less impactful it is. And so if you've hooked up with 10 people and then you go for 1 more, it's just another one. It's 10. And even, I mean, girls do hundreds these days. So you can imagine how it gets worse. But if a girl's hooked up with 20 guys and then I come around and I, date her and want to marry her and I start like, laying down the law or saying like, no, you can't wear that and you can't go out to the club and you can't do this. You have to stay home with me. Like she's going to be like, And this sounds a little bit psychotic, but it's very true. And that's what I believe. That's what I believe.
You mentioned 2 things there. Can't wear that, can't go to the club. So if you're dating a girl, is there things she can and cannot wear?
Well, it depends. I mean, fashion is so broad. So I'll have to see. But yeah, like if she's dressed provocatively and I'm not with her, there's absolutely no reason why she should be dressed that way. Whose attention are you trying to get if I'm not there? If I go out with her, that's another thing, but even then it's like, you should only care about my attention. If you're my wife, there should be no other attention from a man that you should care about other than mine at all, except for your father and your brother. That's it. So why would you show the bottom of your boob, or why would you wear a dress that makes men look at you and be like, oh my God, she's so hot. Like women want to be hot. I get it, but you should only be hot for me. You should only want to be hot for me. That's how I feel. And so in my last relationship, what?
No male friends allowed?
Why would she be friends with a guy? Why would she be friends with a guy? What are you going to get out of that? I'm serious. What are you going to get out of being friends with a dude? Like, if he's not gay and you're hot and I married you, me, right? Like, obviously you're a good woman and you text that guy, and if he's a high quality person, because you are, because I am, so he must be as well. He's a high quality person. You're like, hey, me and Seb are going through a fight. You know, come over. Like, I want to see you. What is he going to say? Yes or no?
I mean, yes, of
course. Yeah, because it's my wife. So it's like, obviously, if I picked her, she's a good woman, she's hot. Like, he's going to say yes. So why? And if he's going to say yes, then it's not even a friendship, in my opinion, because there's something else behind. There's something else lurking. Like, I keep you around because I'm attracted to you, and maybe one day we can hook up again, or like maybe when you guys break up. And funny enough, I had this conversation with my ex-girlfriend. I said, I don't want you going out and drinking with these dudes. You're my girlfriend. I don't want you doing this. And she's like, why? And I'm like, because if you text them and say, me and Seb broke up and I want to hook up with you, they would say yes. And that makes them not your friends. That makes them interested in you for something else. And she's like, why does that matter? What do you mean, why does it matter? So you want me to hang around with girls that want to have sex with me and go and get drinks with them and kind of just string them along, keep them in my bubble, so that in case something ever happens and she asks, how are you doing, Sebastian? Not too well. Me and cut that out.
We'll believe that.
Me and you know who broke up. Oh, really? What are you doing tonight? Okay, so the whole time that we were hanging out and being friends, you were looking at me differently. You know what I mean? So it's not a friendship. A friendship plus, like, women get more out of women friendship. Men get more out of male to male friendship. Like, women are nice to have around. They're nice compliments. But if I really need to focus on something, if I need to get a problem solved, if I need to do something important, I'm going to want a man. Kind of going off on a tangent.